Kendrick Lamar and the Super Bowl halftime show have me in a difficult position Sunday night.
Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
Oh my God, I can't separately wait till that beat drops during the Super Bowl halftime show.
It's going to be so
Let's
good.
go. All right, Sky O'Brien and Sarah Mix 101.5. Here's the position that I'm in. What would you do if you're me? This is a legitimate question my wife and I were talking about last night. Of course, my wife, she is in inpatient rehab right now, recovering from a stroke that she had about a month ago now. And she's been doing great. Thank you for all the advice. She's been doing so great. She gets to come home officially next Friday. But if you missed it, she gets a day pass on Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday.
Kind of like a practice run.
Yeah, a practice run, how she does up and down the stairs, things that we might need to work on next week before she officially comes home.
Makes sense.
So Sunday night, we have our rules now in place from Wake Med. It's a day pass from 8 to 8. Not complaining about it. 12 hours is a lot of time. Here's where the halftime show comes in. We got to get back by 8. If the game starts at 6:30, the halftime show is usually around, 8 o'clock, 8:15, right in the middle of the halftime show. So do I break the rules, watch the halftime show at home, go back late? I feel like I'm taking Sarah on a date away from her parents. Her parents is Wake Med in this situation. True. Would you break the rules a little bit? I mean, they're not going to kick her out in the final week, right? Or do I be a good boy like I typically am? I'm not a rule breaker. And do I go back at 7, go early, miss part of the game, and just watch the game at the hotel? Well, that's actually what we've been calling it too, Sophia.
Hey, Brian. I don't think he realizes who he's talking to in the studio. He knows what our answer is going to be.
Do I stay at my house and watch Kendrick, or do I go back early and listen to Kendrick on the remote, the TV remote at the hospital?
You take her back whenever you want.
Yeah, they're not going to kick her out.
Well,
it's rehab. She's not.
She's not an ankle bracelet.
Yeah, she's not in jail.
Come
God,
on,
I bet your parents love taking care of you as kids.
I made straight A's. I felt like that gave me license to do anything I wanted.
No, sure it did. What would you do if you're me? I'm on the home stretch, and this is kind of really the Super Bowl appetizer, if you will, of being able to bring my wife home before the main entree of her actually coming home officially next Friday on Valentine's Day. Do I take her back early, or do I, whatever, it's the last week anyway?
Ask forgiveness, not permission. That's one of my many mantras.
Yeah, dude.
Since you were 5 years old.
Since I came out of the womb,
Yeah.
ask
Dude,
forgiveness.
And you've been Eddie Haskellin, your friend's moms, for how long?
Your voice sounds great right now, by the way.
Miss
I'm so-
Cleaver, you're so attractive, and your
You
chicken
were making
is always
yourself a
so
tea a
delicious.
second ago.
Kyle, I'm trying to help you.
I know.
Don't change the subject.
I know. I feel bad for you. You are making a tea right now.
Oh, no,
though.
no,
you're like the mom and Get Up right now, the way you're stirring that tea.
That's it. Here, listen to me.
Thank you, Brian. 919-860-1015. What would you do if you're me? Bend the rules a little bit to watch the halftime show at home on the couch?
Yes,
Or
Kyle.
make sure that I'm back early and not be a rule breaker like I typically am and avoid any type of conflict or awkward
boring.
conversations.
Boring.
Got Kim with us right now. Good morning, Kim. Thanks for showing up to help me out today.
So usually I call in with preschool stuff, but first and foremost, thank God that your wife is doing so well.
Oh, thank you.
And then I do have an EMS background, and so medically speaking, these are the things you have to remember. She's been in a very controlled environment all this time. Coming home for the day pass, she's going to have family around her. You guys are going to do this stuff. She's going to get so tired. You may not want to push it that much, so you may want to get her back early. And even though she might be like, I'm fine, you don't want to run into complications and then her not be able to come home next week. So I know it's tempting, and I'm that, rebel, ask for forgiveness, not permission. But in this case, medically, just want to stay on the safe side, don't want to have anything go wonky.
I agree. Yesterday, I was in training, if you will, to make sure I've learned some things about physical therapy, about just how to transfer her and get her around. She can walk when she needs to. But you're right. She gets tired very easily. And, we're, kind of going up steps yesterday, which terrifies me because our master bathroom and all that's upstairs. But she did a great job with that yesterday.
Good.
But you're right on all of those things. I think there's going to be mainly a lot of couch time. But I'm with you. She'll probably be tired by 6. And
Exactly.
Daddy
And
Kyle's
then
got to
this way
take
you
wifey
guys can
home.
watch it together on the TV and just have that kind of alone time. And this way, if she conks out, it's great, there, and she's safe and everybody's happy and whatever. And I just want to say thank God. I've been praying as well, and I've been hearing your story and moving me to tears. And thank you so much for being so transparent. I'm sure it helps everybody out there. And I'm dealing with a difficult situation with a parent as well. So it's been helping me. So thank you so much.
That's nice of you.
Well, we're sorry to hear that you're going through
Well,
that.
if you need anything from us, you let us know. And we'll be thinking about you two and your
Oh,
family and
thank
sending you good
you.
vibes too, okay? Thank you for the love.
Awesome.
You have a good
Sure.
weekend.
Thank you. Have a great Friday.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
As much as I want you to bend the rules, her mentioning that reminds me of after I had Luca. Whenever you have a baby, your world is very small. You're in your house. You don't leave your house much. And I remember going out to dinner for the first time after having him, and I was so overwhelmed, and I'd never felt that before. And I didn't even consider that. Yes, that's actually really sage advice.
So this might not even be a thing. She might be passed out before the game
It might be.
starts.
Yeah.
She might be hitting me up, being like, "Honey, let's go back to our other home that it's been the last month.
Let's get you
And
back
then,
to where you're safe.
in these hospital TVs, you guys know how they are. It's like the TV, but then you're listening not through the TV.
Yep.
You're listening through the remote control that's connected to the bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's like a remote control that you use that's connected to the bed, and there's like a little speaker in the remote control.
Kind of like being at the drive-in.
So yeah, if you ever want to, so what I'm saying is, if you ever really want to hear the sound the way it should be for a Kendrick Lamar halftime show, you got to hear it on the remote control of a hospital.
Oh, I don't know. I think
Remote.
those have bass boost, don't they?
Yeah, man, the bass on that remote
Yeah.
control shakes the bed. It's a
I'll let
2
you
for
know.
1.
I'd like to tell you I have a decision right now. I don't have a decision,
Yeah, that's
but
probably
I'll post
smart.
it on Sunday. But thank you for the advice, Kim. With you though, Brian, I'm with you on that because I had the same thing. It's like if I bring her back late, I already had this movie kind of like scene in my head where Beth, who's in charge of Wake Med Rehab, she's like waiting for me at the automatic opening doors.
Yeah, her arms
Yeah, where you
crossed
been?
and she's glaring at you.
By the way, she's like one of the nicest people ever. All right, with that, we got Danny with us. Good morning, Danny. What would you do if you're in my position? Do I take her back late, watch the halftime show at home, or be a good boy and get her back in plenty of time?
Well, Kyle, I will say I used to be a nurse on those rehab floors at Wake Med. So if I know those nurses like I think I do, I think you should probably stretch the rules a little bit and just take it back a little late.
Okay, I like her. What makes you say that?
Just because we've had people with, similar like holidays or things that are going on that are just special to celebrate where we understand that. We're here to, treating a patient is a wide diversity of things, not just, the physical things.
Danny
The
also
emotional
realizes
support,
everybody at
too.
Wake Med, and I've said this, is so freaking nice, too. Everybody's so nice. Nobody's going to be like, I can't believe you did that, Kyle.
Exactly.
Hey, Danny said she worked at Wake Med. Go ahead and do it. I mean, that's a pretty...
Basically just gave you permission.
I did, but don't tell the nurses it was me because I just left there about 2 years ago, and they're probably like, we know her.
We love it.
They're probably not listening, Danny.
That's
they don't
great.
know that Kyle's on the radio at all.
That's great, Danny. You have a good weekend. Bye. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
You know, I did kind of have this idea, and thank you for the great advice, Angel and Danny. And I still have not officially decided what I'm going to do. I want to see what the
You're going to
the
get her
vibe
back
is
on
like.
time. I know you.
I know, because I'm such a good boy.
You can't not follow the rules.
I know. It's totally me, Sarah. That's for sure. But it is funny. I had that thought of Brian talking about Mission Impossible where Ethan Hunt is rappelling down and, the first one. And that's what I do with Sarah to make sure she's back in bed in
Your
time.
8th-month pregnant wife, you're going to suspend her from the ceiling.
Yeah, now that I mentioned that out loud, that's
The
a
imagery
terrible,
is horrible.
terrible idea.
She's like, Kyle! What are you doing? We could have taken the stairs.
Not a good idea. I'll revise it a little bit. Or I do the Home Alone-esque where, I have like the people in our room, me and Sarah, and I put like some sort of body. It's of course, pillows. That's it. Her pregnancy pillow could be her body.
Oh, yeah.
And I could put like some watermelons in the bed to be her 8-month pregnant stomach.
Oh, yeah, that'll work
And then they come in and see us watching Night Agent on Netflix. They'll be like, oh, they're here like they always are at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that'll work. No, just you're going to follow the rules. I know you.
You know what? It's true, though. I'm in with the snack cart ladies.
Oh, nice.
Ain't no snack cart ladies telling on Kyle and Sarah. I know that. They come around 8 o'clock. That's the only people that see us. They're not saying a word.
You're going to find a Rice Krispie treat in your chair.
Yeah. They're like, we got you, Kyle
That's
and Sarah.
it.
It's Kyle, Brian, and Sarah.
I didn't mean